Hi all, it's Kylie from Kylie's Card Craft. Thanks for joining me today. What we're going to do today is a folio again, but this time a mini flap folio, if that makes sense. So at the front we've got a little pocket here. We open it, pocket, open it, pocket, pocket, pocket with a little book. That's a little gusseted pocket. We have pocket here. We open out this side. We've got a belly band with a tuck. All of these are done as journal cards on the back. We have another little pocket here, pocket here. I think there's 16 pockets from memory. Another one here. This folds over, pocket, folds over again, another tuck, another tuck, another tuck, over, another one. Gave up on one here. You could always put one here. Opening, another one, and another one. So it all folds back in on itself until you've got your full little book. Now it could be tied with string. Originally I've done it to go, you know, when you've got your hardcover journals, usually it could be a soft cover journal. I tend to do hardcover journals, so it's just what pops out. Where you do your journals, you undo your first page and you quite often have something just tucked in that first against your hardcover or your outer cover, the inside of the outer cover. That's what I did it for. I've seen them done before. Well, I've seen the finished products before. There's loads of them out there. Always wanted to have a shot at doing it. A lot of them are done with envelopes so that you use the flaps of the envelopes in there. But I wanted to create more folds upon folds upon folds. So this is my version. There are no right ways or wrong ways. There's everybody's different ways. As I said, this is my version. It's not perfect because I ended up putting way too much in there. This side's held up. This side probably needs a little bit more glue. So word to the wary on that, because as I said, I've just kept filling it and filling it and filling it. It was very easy to do, as in the concept. Sat down about a week ago and thought, oh, I want to make one of these. Yeah, I could look one up, but I didn't. Of course I didn't. I thought I can just do this on my own. I thought, oh, I'll do this with washi tape, which is what I've done. But the decorating and the filling and everything else took me forever. Another word, because I hesitate over everything and, oh, is that going to be the right thing or anything else? So I'm going to do this with you and I'll run you through the whole thing where we'll make one start to finish. It'll be a two-parter. I'm hoping for about 45 minutes for each. We will get the base one done today and half of the pages decorated, which means our next one will be finishing them off, doing all your pockets and your tags, etc. I have pre-cut everything this time, and that's where I hesitate around, oh, what size do I want? What I'm doing is just looking around for my initial one. Here we go. This was my initial one that I came home and made. And I've marked all my sizes on it as I was going, which helped to make it. So, as you can see, it's just done with copy paper. The whole thing was just done with copy paper. You know me, I like to do my templates. Well, if you've been following me for a while, you know me. I always do my templates. I always hash them out from my head to paper first, and then I can cut and play that way. So this is what we're going to be doing again today. We're using washi tape. I'm using a different washi tape for it. But that way, it's all there. I've written them down as I've gone. So what we'll do, we will do one this size again. And I'll tell you all the measurements that I've done as we go. So to start with, for me, I started with mine with my centerpiece, which is 4.5 inches by 8 inches. Just watch your copy paper. Sometimes it's not quite straight when we do it. So I think I've gone back and rehashed and got them all straight. But I'm just going to set that one to the side. So we're joining a 4.5 by 8 with a 3.5 by 8, because we're sticking to the same height for these ones, and then a 3-inch by 8. And all I want to do to start with is join those three together. So the easiest way I found was with washi tape. Went and got a slightly wider washi tape, and I got a darker washi tape to the one I was using. The one I was using was an old one that I just had in the drawer. So if you go with a slightly wider one, and there's some beautiful width ones out there, just don't go too narrow. So you're going to just fold or follow your paper so that you've got half on, half off. And then that will be adhered to this sheet. At this stage, they're all just plain white copy paper, so it really makes no difference. Okay, that will fold into that one. Just watch where you're going. I've gone over that one, and that's why I like washi tape. Try and keep them straight. As you can see, things happen and we don't necessarily keep them straight. So try and keep them straight and as close as you can. And that's where I found with my first one that my paper wasn't necessarily straight each time. So when I fold it, that's better. Right, do the same with this one. We're always looking for ways to use our washi tape. I find some beautiful ones, but then I find I never use them. So if I can use them for anything, then I'm happy. Oh, mind you, I bought a beautiful 49 in Market washi tape sheet from my local scrapbook store here in Australia, so Create on Ormond in Geelong. And it sat in the drawer for a couple of weeks, and I hadn't used it, but I just had to have it. I pulled it out for this one because it's full sheet. Did it with my Distress inks, went over it and placed it on. Oh, I'm in love. Just in love. It was so wonderful to work with. So I will watch out for more of this and keep going. Right, so I want smaller side this side, larger side that side. Just give them a little bit of a crease so that they sit down. Going that way, aren't I? Nothing wrong with me. Okay. Right. Next one. We're wanting this, which is 3.25 by 8. We're going to adhere that one to this side. I'm just going to turn it over and actually adhere them like that. I found that the washi tape is better folding in on itself, but for this side, I'm just going to do it a little bit different to the way I did my finished one and see if that makes a little bit of difference holding all that paper in. So we're just going to play and see how we go with that. We'll find out whether it works or not. But yeah, I found out that the washi tape is better when it's folded in on itself like this. But if I can have it going over all of that, it might stop some of this. So we'll see how we go. I'm not known for not doing chunky, so I should have thought of that in the first place. I mean, yeah, this is where I tell how good my glasses are. Right. It'll just take a little bit more to fold down. But when I put my scrapbook papers on the top of it, it'll have this look in there, which is a bit darker. So I'm hoping that that's the way to go. My next piece on this side is not that one. Oh, look, I have myself so organised. That was the size I was meant to be just doing there. It's those ones. That one's on that side. Yeah. So what I told you was correct. 3 1/4 by 8. So we just want our 3 1/4 by 8 on there. And again, why is washi tape better than glue? Because I can do this. Thought I was so good measuring all these out and having these sitting here prior. Yeah, right. Right. There we go. Right, so on this side, we're going to do this one. This little one is 4 by 5 and 3 by 5. Okay. So he's going to sit in here anywhere you want him to. And he's going to have a little piece off this side. I've stretched it out so that I'm going right over to here, but I'm hoping that I'm staying in shot. Hoping. Okay, so we're like that. So what I'll do is I'll join my 2 little bits together to start with. My hair's all falling out. There it is. Yuck. Right. And you can see I'm not that straight. If you're not straight, that's fine, as long as it catches the paper. This one on this one. I don't know what washi tape this one actually is, what brand it is or anything else. I can't quite remember. Alright, this one's going to go here. This one will fold in like so. So I'll put my washi tape on this side. And then I can pop it anywhere I like down that other fold. There's no measurements, I'm afraid. I just eyeball it for where I actually want it. So, always check now. I've got 1 and 2. This one's going to go in here. So I'm going to fold that one back so I can see where I'm going. Sorry, I'm a righty, so I have to turn it around each time. It will become obvious as I do it. Like so. So we've got that bit, that bit. So now we're going to have something coming off this end. Okay. So on this end, I've already got that one done. That's all fine. I want one more to come off here and then one to come off the back. So once again, I'll do my back one first. Now I've gone down to 7 inches in height for these ones. So I've got a 3 inch by 7 inch and I've got a 3 3/4 inches. Okay. So my 3 3/4 inches will be adhered to that one, and I'll go off the back again So if you've just jumped in, at the start I go through all the sizes that I've used and where they're written down on this one. Otherwise you might just have to stick with me while I mention my sizes. Right, so that one's going to go on this side. I'm going to go like that, aren't I? And I'm going to have that round about even, top and bottom. Doesn't matter if it's not quite. Like so. Give him a good push down. And that should hold a lot of that other one in as well, shouldn't it? With any luck. This one will have another fold on the end of it. So this is our little 3" by 7" piece. I'll stick those two together that way. Move that out of the way. At least working with washi tape is cleaner than working with glue, but there's lots of gluing to be done. So, alright, sorry, I've got to turn it round because I'm a righty. No, I want to go that way. Yeah, going to have to turn it round so that I can join those up. And down. And as this is all just my base for everything else to be adhered to, I don't have to ink anything, which is just really unusual for me. So, trim that one off. Ugh. Trim that one off. That wasn't very straight. That'll do it. Right, that's that one. I want one to go in here, which is this one. I've got one left over. Let's see what we've... Oh, I've got that one. Alright, what can I add? What can I add? What can I add? Let's just do... So one. See, that was my problem. I just sat there and I kept adding and adding and adding. So if we set this one here, we've got that one with that one with that one. There it is. Right. So I'd lost it. That's that one. So the little one in there I need to add, which is this one. That's that one with that. That's that one. That's that one. Beautiful. Got an extra piece. So this is the only little one I need to add. And he'll just go straight in there. And this little piece is 3 1/4 by 4 inches. So it's 4 inches high, 3 1/4 inches in width. Sorry, thinking. Gotcha. But as I said, you can change your sizes. This is just a guide. This is just the way my mind went as I chopped and shut and moved everything in. So I want my washi tape on that side for this one. So if I fold that back there, and he can go anywhere I like, so I might go down there. Like so. Oh, I've gone up, haven't I? That's all right. He can go up. Right. You're there and there. All right, so this one's a little bit different. I've put my other one up this time. Makes no difference where they actually go. By there, by there, by there. Makes sense? Truly, it does make sense. See? Right. There we have it. So to decorate it, it is quite easy. Just bear with me. I need a quick sip of my coffee because I've literally just come home from work. I'm a day late doing this. Sorry. Okay. So to decorate it, the thing that took me the longest was picking all my papers. I was determined to use all my scraps. I've got a box. It's an old towel box. Holds 12 by 12 papers in it. I've got 3 of them. One for plain colours, one for full colours, and one for offcuts. So they're larger offcuts. They're not my normal little offcuts bin that I have sitting on my desk. So they could be, 8 inches by 12 inches. That just means that they're a sheet that's been cut into. And I was determined to work my way through that box. It's only, I don't know, about 4 inches high. Fairly full. So I just kept scruffling through that box, which is why it took me so long to do anything about. So this time I've gone through the rest of it. Like, here's all my offcuts from it. I don't lie. Here's all my offcuts from where I did my last one. And then I had to find a couple more part sheets to do this one. So I have pre-cut them. They, for the most part, will fit. They might need a little bit of trimming, especially these ones that are in the centre, so that they don't bulge anywhere, because it depends on how well I've cut to start with. So we know that this sheet was 4 inches wide. So I've cut a piece that should be, I did this sorry, this piece is 4.5 inches wide. If I go to the actual one beside me, 4.5 by 8. So I've cut a piece that is 4.5 inches wide. Okay, dead on. Knowing that it can't get any bigger than that, but it may need to be slightly smaller. So if you sit one side in and close that, if you see there's a little bit of resistance there, it'll need just a little bit of trimming down one side. And it'll only need just the tiniest smidge off, little by little. You can always cut more off. You can't put it back on. So if I do the same again now, see, and that's all I had to take off. So that's what I was saying. Just the tiniest smidge. You really, truly don't need much more. All right. I'm just going to use double-sided tape for quickness, instead of waiting for glue to dry. When I did my initial one, I used double-sided tape around the edges because I quite often like that strong hold, and I wasn't quite certain how well the washi tape would hold, so I wanted something a little bit extra on there, but the washi tape held beautifully, so I don't really need to do that. But then I used my glue stick in the centre, so I still had a little bit of gluing time and all the rest. So for this, I'm just gonna use double-sided tape. I'll make a big pile, and that's just a 12 mil. It was whatever I picked up the other day. I think I've got sitting over here, I've got some score tape. Well, this is not good. Lost all my fingernails. All right. I've got some narrow score tape there. Yes, well, that wasn't thought of previously, was it? I've lost my thumbnail and I've lost all my other nails. So I'm kind of struggling with that. There we go. All right, so if you sit this bit up, I've made them so that they're just a little bit longer, just a little bit, so that I can trim them if need be, and if they are slightly out of whack. So if your paper is slightly skew width, it'll cover top and bottom, and you can just trim those bits off. Won't worry about trimming them at the moment because we just want to get these done. So I'm going to turn it over and do my back piece as well, which is this one. Again, I've cut it to 4.5. Let's have a look and see what we've got. A little bit of resistance there as well. So just that sliver going down. Slightly larger sliver this time. That way you can still decorate your back cover as well, especially if you want it as a separate identity. I did with my initial one. My back cover is done. Just in a paper, you're covering up your washi tape anyway. So, but you could sit there and, God forbid, add more pockets if you're that way inclined. I'm telling you now, by the time you've probably finished it with the amount of pockets that are in there, I reckon you'll be pocketed out, if that's a word, for the next week. I know I just about am. This was going to be one of those quick and easy ones, and the actual making of the book was quick and easy. It didn't take long to nut out, to work out what I wanted and all the rest. My big thing was working out my colour scheme or my papers or what I wanted on there. And then because I ended up with 16 pockets, it was a matter of this thing's getting fairly full, which is like most of my journals. I'm not known for small dainty journals. So any of my tags, which way do I want that? Go that way. Any of my tags that I then put in had to be flat. So I couldn't embellish with too much going on because I needed the flatness from those. So all of my, apart from a little bit of lace did sneak in, always has to sneak in. Right, we're going that way. So I want those ones. I will cover most of that. So I've already worked out that I want that down there, like so. What was I saying? Oh, had to use my lace somewhere, but so most of my tags then became stamped. So I've got cut up some manila folders and covered them with a handmade paper type thing that was nice and thin, and yeah, thin would be the best word for it. It wasn't a thick paper at all, so it didn't add too much to the bulk again. And then I've stamped each one. So apart from a little bit of lace that snuck in, because usually sneaks in somewhere, there's usually lace or cheesecloth somewhere that sneaks in. Everything else on my tags are left flat so that it doesn't add any more bulk. But if you don't put as many folds or flaps in, you know, it's up to you how many you want to actually pop in. So if you don't put anywhere near as many in that I did, then there's no reason why you can't have beautifully embellished tags and journal cards and all the rest with lots of different ephemera on them or clusters, etc. So, right, this one I want on here. And as I said, the colour might not go, but it will in the end for where I've, and that's what takes me ages, just working out all those little bits and pieces. So again, I'm sitting that one in so that I know it's in the right spot, sticking it down, and then I can trim off my excess. So I'll do the same with this side. Do I want you up that way? Yeah, might put you up that way. So as I said, it was going through my 12 by 12 papers that had bits cut out of them. So I wasn't using the smaller bits that I always have sitting on my desk. It was a matter of using up some of my other excess papers. I couldn't use my paper pads, my little ones, because the majority of my paper pads, I have a couple of Stamperia ones that are 8 inches in height, but the majority of my paper pads are either a 6 by 6 or a 6.5 by 6.5, which meant for this, because I've gone, 8 inches in height, the paper pads wouldn't work. They would have been good because a lot of those are thinner paper again than scrapbook paper. Oh, I did that well, didn't I? But so I had to go into my actual 12 by 12s, which was probably good because I need to actually use them up and not leave them in boxes like that, because I tend to not go to those ones as much anymore, the scraps of those ones, the bigger scraps. I have all my smaller scraps on my table for my journaling, and I have all my paper pads here, so I'll go that way. See, you can tell when I'm concentrating because all of a sudden I shut up. Don't make any more noise. Oh, cut that one a little bit bigger, didn't I? I might trim that one off now, and I'll need to put some glue down there. So, just use, you can trim these off on a trimmer. You can trim them off with your scissors. I'm hopeless with scissors, and I will go wonky every time. So I've gone that way, that way, that way. Yeah, that's right. And I've got to put some glue down in that. They will all need trimming. And I can trim them later. You can see what the idea is. So now we're going into this bit. I'll need to trim them now, won't I? So that I can actually see where I'm going for the next one. Sticky little things. I'm keeping an eye on the time. All right. And because I'm rushing today, all my rubbish is actually being thrown on the floor beside me. I'm not being good and popping it in the bin. I'm just chucking it all on the floor. That's bad. That's bad. Right, so that one's been trimmed up, so I can put the next one on there. That one, the top and bottom, will need trimming up. And that will then give me my height for the centre one, but he can be trimmed at any stage. All right. Oh, look at it. Look at it, look at it, look at it. So I've got, pull you back. Oh, 5 o'clock, there's mine. Lovely. So, that one, piece for that one, and a piece for that one. What have I done here? There are 8s. I don't know what I've done here. See, when I worked all this out last night, I'll admit it was very late. I like that, but I can't see where I would have had him. I reckon that one should have been the one in there. Yeah, look at that. That one would have been that one. Oh well, it's all right. These things happen. You're going to fit in there though, like so. We'll stick that one on. I've got all those offcuts there. We will cut and shut. We'll see what I've got and then see what we need to put in. Best laid plans of mice and men and all of that, isn't it? I think so. Or the best laid plans of crafters. That's probably what it should be. I'm determined to get at least halfway. That's because I was rambling so much at the start with this before our 45 minutes are up. One more little bit there. And I know I can tear my double-sided tape, but I always cut it because I find it's easier usually to peel the backs off if I've got a square edge sitting there. Right. So this one, again, same thing. Hold those ones up. I can just hold that one up, can't I? So that I can butt it in to that. Holding him over, flattening him down. Lovely. Give him a quick trim. They are so very sticky. My carpet's going to be wonderful. Go the bigger ruler, Kylie. Lovely. Right. Oh, very sticky. And what have I got? That one. Right. So we've got, turning them around that way, that one, that one. That one's now up there. I'm going to go, I want that one. I can put one on there, but we can't find that one. I will recut another one for that. That one, I've got all these pre-cut, all ready to go. So this one's going to go in here. No. I must have cut those ones a little bit higher. Told you it was late last night. Oh, look at that. Put that down. We'll play with that. I'll get that one on as well. So we've got that one. Oh, look, I was all over the shot, and I want that with that. That one with that one. We will trim that whole thing back. That one needs to fit in that one. Again, like so. I've got... So I've got all my bits sitting here. I'm wondering. All right, that's that one. That's that one. We found a match. Put you in. And then we might regroup while I find what I've done in the wee small hours of last night and worked out how I've cut all these. Otherwise I might have to go to the pile and recut, or I might just trim that one down a bit, which I reckon is what's going to happen, and then I'll let you know what I've done. But I'll stick these two on and then I'll regroup. I will upload this one, and I reckon part 2 will be put up tomorrow. I've got a class I've got to run tomorrow morning, and I'm not prepared for that one yet either. So I need to pull my finger out a little bit and spend the rest of tonight after tea getting ready for class tomorrow morning. So I will come in and do the other part tomorrow. I want that there. Sit you up there. Butt you into that. Like that. Lovely. Trim that bit off. And I'll trim that top bit off. Where are we? We're over there, aren't we? Must be getting late, because I actually can't see. Today is the shortest day of the year. Yep, that's right. So, woohoo, we're going to start getting more into sunlight again and summer. So, bring on summer. We've just hit winter. But I'm such a summer person, not a winter person. It's not that I'm out and about or anything over summer, because I'm not. But I would much prefer the sun to be shining through the windows and heating up the house, and knowing that my washing's going to get dry and I don't have to have a clothes horse inside. It's just, yeah. This is also a good way to use up those papers where you really don't like the other side. So I wouldn't use that in a pink fit. They're too bright for me. Doesn't mean that somebody else wouldn't use them, but I wouldn't. But all this wood grain, I love, absolutely love. And if I ever come across wood grain papers, I buy them in a flash. And yeah, that's what I was going through. A lot of these had wood grain on them because they were where I'd chopped into them for one reason or another. Right, so I'll stick this one on. We'll have a look at where we're going so far. I want that way. So I'm just going to lift that up again so that I can butt that right into that one. We will trim off that. Put the sticky bits down there. All right, while I'm here, what have I got behind that? Nothing. While I'm here, no, I just did that one because I've still got that one to do, haven't I? And I can trim, look, we go all the way across now. There we go. So I'll pretend I'm talking to you guys. For the most part, I talk to myself. I'm shocking. I always have the best conversations that way, I suppose. Right. come out? Yep. Ugh. It's all stuck to me. Okay, so let's have a look and see what we've achieved. Our base, our inside part, this one. I've got to recut that one, don't I? We've got that. We've then got that. That will then go like that. That one might be a bit too tight. I might need to... I know, just that he needs to fold. That one will fold in there. That one will fold. Yes, it's because of the washi tape gone round that way. But it should hold it in better. All right. So our 45 minutes. Sorry I rambled a bit at the start. But in essence, what we've achieved, and with our other one, I've put this one up here. So we've done this bit, these bits, fold that over, missing this one, we'll come up with something for that. Haven't done that double fold yet. Little one, I've done this one, and then that. Okay. So we can see where we're going, and you can see how thick and chunky it gets once you actually start to fill it. Things like little books in there don't help. Okay, girls, I'm glad you're along for the journey. Hope you stick with me with this. We'll see how we go. As I said, I'll upload the first part tonight anyway, and then I hope you're all round for the second part. We'll do that bit tomorrow when I get home from work. And yeah, happy crafting. Good luck with it. Thank you. Bye.